Welcome back. Now let's take a look at the counter theory, which says that Baitullah was either an agent of the United States, India, or Israel, or all three, depending on just how hardcore a conspiracy theorist you happen to be. Followers of this idea point to the massive financial resources that Baitullah possessed and the state-of-the-art weaponry he had at his command. Baitullah's choice of targets, Pakistan's civilians and its armed forces, also feed into this theory. Speculations about Baitullah's US/India ties are also bolstered by reports of a rift between him and Afghanistan's Mullah Umar. These reports say that Umar wanted Baitullah to cease fighting against Pakistan and instead concentrate on battling coalition forces in Afghanistan. By refusing to do so, Baitullah was, it is alleged, endangering the safe havens Al-Qaeda and the Afghan Taliban had previously enjoyed in the tribal areas, while simultaneously turning Pakistani public opinion against the Taliban. Only now that Baitullah has apparently been eliminated in a US drone strike, does that prove the theory wrong? The answer is no. Conspiracists are very adaptable, and the latest spin is that the US didn't really want to get Masood, but were instead led to his location by deliberate false information from the Pakistani side. Or that he was in fact spirited away by US forces, which is why you can't find his body, or he was eliminated, but that's only because he had outlived his usefulness. With the result that Pakistan will now be more willing to cooperate against those militants that the US wants taken out, and will also stay quiet on drone strikes in the bargain. And now, let's turn to another question about Baitullah, which several conspiracy theorists have pounced upon as further proof that he's not dead and still out there somewhere. And this is that while he was still alive, no one really knew what he looked like. Apart from really old photos taken during his youth, the only other shots were of a heavily covered Baitullah signing the Zarrar Khuhro deal, and then video footage of him taken from the back. Local and foreign news agencies alike often mistook Abdullah Masood for Baitullah. But now that he's dead, his photo is everywhere. Now, some theorists are taking all this as proof that Baitullah isn't in fact dead and that the photos circulating of him are false. Well, to hopefully clarify this issue, I'm being joined now by David McDougall. He's the senior producer for Associated Press dealing with Pakistan and Afghanistan. So, Mr. McDougall, thank you very much for joining us.
It's good to be with you this evening.
Now, David, first we have no images of Baitullah whatsoever. And now that he's quote-unquote dead, they're all over the place. Where did they come from?
That's true. Baitullah Masood has been notoriously camera shy. The video that we ran at AP television of Baitullah Masood came from a press conference last May that he held in South Waziristan. And there were some serious ground rules at that press conference. For a start, Baitullah Masood wanted to be videoed and photographed from certain angles. That's why you've seen video of him from behind, from the back of his head, and a profile shot where he's partially in shadow. And that video was running on Pakistani television all day on Friday. Of course, with so many cameras there, it's very difficult to monitor where they're all pointing. And as I understand it, Baitullah Masood was looking at reporters in different parts of the room as they were asking questions. And the video that we managed to get with AP television was caught at a moment when Baitullah Masood turned around to his left to answer a question from a reporter. And that was a video that was circulating since May last year, but which we managed to get hold of on Friday when the rumours first started circulating about his death.
Now, that's the video footage you're referring to. What I'm talking about is the photo of him taken at the Zarrar Khuhro peace deal. And while I can understand local media being scared to publish his photo, I don't understand why foreign media had the same kind of reluctance. So where did that photo come from?
It was simply a question of local journalists being afraid to release images of him. I don't think this was an image that AP specifically held back or anything like that. These images were ones that came to AP on Friday and Saturday over the course of the weekend. Not just Baitullah Masood video and images. We got hold of quite a lot of Hakimullah video and images as well. But these were ones that people approached us with, trying to sell their video, trying to sell their images, once they thought Baitullah Masood was dead and possibly the threat to their lives had receded somewhat. These weren't images and video that AP had lying around on the shelves and hadn't released. They were bought by AP and then credited to AP because AP then owns the right to the photographs or the video.
All right, well, thank you, David. And that was a brief and possibly shallow look at Pakistan's favorite conspiracy theories, ranging from the big picture all the way down to Baitullah Masood. And as far as the fate of Pakistan itself is concerned, well, let's bear in mind that while it is true that a house divided against itself simply cannot stand, it's also true that a united nation can weather just about any storm. So from all of us to all of you, Azadi Mubarak.